world is begging for Moshiach. And there is an electrifying awakening and a desire across the entire gamut of the Jewish people. People are open. We want the Geula. Everybody wants the redemption. And the Rebbe says to us, it's your responsibility. Tut als was ihr kennt. But what didn't we do? Everything we did. Perhaps I'd like to share with you something amazing, something practical, something as down to earth as it gets. You see, Mashiach is definitely here, but it's in a frequency that's a tiny bit above the material concrete. What's necessary now is to bring Mashiach down into the literal, into the concrete. It says, "For my enemies we learn." You know, the Jew hatred that has been going on in this world for thousands of years. But, you know, people have it, and they have it. Amalek, Hamas, all these, the wicked of the wicked. They didn't keep it just in thought and hypothetical. They brought it into a literal slaughter that they did this year. They brought it into a mamashis, Rahman al-Istan, and a terrible thing. We need to bring Mashiach into a mamashis. We need to show Hashem we really believe, and we believe it not somewhere psychologically in some spiritual realm. We believe it in the most concrete way. Tut als was ihr kennt. So what are we doing? We really should probably be wearing our Shabbos clothing. We shouldn't fail to go to the mikveh if you're a man, ever, even one day. Moshiach is about to come. We don't want to be caught without it. Some people have valises ready. We should have that. According to the Rebbe, we're not taking suitcases and running off because all of our homes and all of our possessions are coming with us. So maybe the valise idea is not necessary. We have brachas cards. We have tambourines ready. Everything is ready. But where is Mashiach going to be when Mashiach comes to Eretz Yisrael? Mashiach is a king. There's something very, very, very important that's missing. We're missing a palace. Where is Mashiach going to stay? Is he going to stay in a hotel? Is he going to be in the Waldorf? Is he going to be in the King David Hotel? Where is Mashiach going to be? Say, well, Mashiach, I'm sure, can take care of himself. He'll worry about it. But if we were given the task right now to do whatever we can to be Makabel Pnei Moshiach B'Poyel Mamish, these are the words the Rebbe said to all the shluchim in Chaya Sarah Nun Beis, 57-52, the last time the Rebbe spoke to all the Chabad shluchim. He said, go to your communities and get the people ready to be makabel, to receive the face of Mashiach Tzidkenu, B'Poyel Mamish, in the most literal sense. Anybody with a little imagination knows that a king without a palace is not much of a royal being. There's a Yalkut Shemaini that says, is there a melech without an armon, without a palace? And there's a lashon in Rishayim as well. They use that lashon. Just like ein melech, we're familiar with the term ein melech b'lo am. There's no king without a. So if we're going to build something, the Beis Hamikdash, it would be nice to build the Beis Hamikdash, but we're not allowed to do that. It's Mashiach's job to build the Beis Hamikdash according to the Rambam, according to Rashi. The Beis Hamikdash will come down. But when the Rambam talks about in Pirush HaMishnah, in the introduction to Perik Chelek, when he talks about the Yud Gimel Ikrei Amunah, the Rambam speaks how Mashiach's palace is going to be known in the entire world because of its glory, because of its greatness. People will seek Mashiach's counsel from across the entire world. And the Armon of the Melech is actually mentioned in Yeshaya. Yeshaya Hanavi mentions in Perek Lamed Beis, when it talks about the devastation of the Golus, it says, Ki Armon Nutash, the Armon, the palace, has been forsaken. Hamoin Ir Uzav, there has been a forsakenness of the multitudes of people that come to the city of Jerusalem or to the main cities. And then how long will this devastation last? Ad Yara Oleinu Ruach Mamorim, until the Spirit will come upon the Jewish people from above. Until there will be an awakening, a spirit of mercy, the Mefarshim say, a spirit of goodwill. There is an awakening. Let's build Mashiach a palace. And people say, well, that's such a ridiculous suggestion. What do you mean we're going to build a palace? How in the world do we know what a palace of Mashiach looks like? How in the world do we know where to build this palace? What would it be if I told you that the place has already been selected? What would it be if I told you that the blueprints with the actual details of exactly what that palace should look like has already been approved. Would that make a difference? Well, here's an amazing story. In 1978, 1979, a chassid from Kfar Chabad, his name was Reb Zusha Rifkin, was his brother when he asked his brother to go to when he went to New York to ask the Lubavitcher Rebbe if he can build him a house in Kfar Chabad. The shocking answer from the Rebbe was, "Ashtub villa mifreboyin, an armon for Mashiach." A house he wants to build for me, a palace for Mashiach. The story was, the Rebbe, however, told him at that time that he cannot build yet. He laid the seed in his head, but he told him he can't build yet. He kept on asking for about 13, 14 years, and every single time the Rebbe said no, 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 no. And in 1992, the Rebbe approved, and there's videos of it, Rebbe Zusha's wife, and then Rebbe Zusha himself can all see it. There's a special website called armonbuilders.com where you can look and see all the information with live videos and documentation of the entire story. The Rebbe gave him permission to build a palace. The Rebbe selected exactly which place, a plot of land right next to the 770 of Kfar Chabad. And then a blueprint was made by a big architect named Zev Marganit. The Rebbe approved the blueprint. Amazing. The palace was, and people will wonder, what do you mean? Isn't doesn't the palace for Mashiach have to be in Yerushalayim? An obvious question. It says in the pasuk, Chisei David, the crown, the throne of David in Yerushalayim. There's a special yid. His name is Rabbi Lavanuni. He was the one who wrote made a book on the measurements of the Beis Hamikdash, one of the first ones, a beautiful book. And he, at that time, when this story happened, because they started the ceremony of laying the cornerstone in Kfar Chabad. The Rav of Kfar Chabad was there, Rav Mordechai Ashkenazi. It was a big ceremony. This Rav Lavnuni came to that event, and he was puzzled. Why are you building this in Kfar Chabad? He did research. He looked in Sefer Yecheskel. Sefer Yecheskel, it says that when Mashiach will come, Yerushalayim will be expanded. And it gives exact measurements. This is in addition to the Medrash that says Yerushalayim will become the size of Eretz Yisrael. But there's a specific measurement given in Sefer Yecheskel. He took those measurements, measured it, and according to him, he says the size of Yerushalayim will be close, going all the way to about Tel Aviv. And over there, from Sefer Yecheskel, it mentions that there will be a Chelek Hanasi. That means the Chelek of Mashiach, which will be 2 strips of land on the side of Yerushalayim. According to the measurements of Sefer Yecheskel that Rav Lavnuni, Olav Hashalom, did, Kfar Chabad comes out exactly in the strip of land that is tzamud, that is attached to the Yerushalayim that will be expanded. So when the Rebbe chose a specific place for that palace to be built, it was accurate, although we wouldn't question the Rebbe anyways, but it is an accurate with the actual Chelek Hanasi of Mashiach Tzedkenu. For whatever reason, this palace experienced hiccups and different obstacles. The palace is not built yet. There is a plot there. The plot is vacant. It hasn't happened. Why didn't it happen? Well, something as important and something as magnificent and has so much power to actualize and bring the Geul in an amazing way, we can understand that every type of satanic element that can get in the way to try to stop it is going to happen. But we, the Jewish people, are stronger. We can overcome all obstacles. Right now, there has been a big inspiration. And the Shas HaKosher right now, it's an appropriate time to rally for building this palace in order to create the momentum and in order to create the inspiration and bring awareness. It was decided by various Rabbanim, various Mashpiyim, various people that we are going to write 3 Sifrei Teiros, beautiful Sifrei Teiros. And these Sifrei Teiros are going to be put eventually in the palace. Hopefully we don't even have to start and Mashiach will be here and the palace will be built min hashamayim. But we will do our Serusa de Latata. We're going to do our arousal from below to get the ball rolling. The Sefer Torah campaign has just begun. And by this getting involved in purchasing letters and psukim and lines in this special Sefer Torah, in addition to this writing a Sefer Torah, which will open Siyata Deshmaya, will open incredible tzineris, incredible pipelines from above, it's on a simple level going to create the awareness, the excitement, and the palace is going to be built. Ashreinu Matov Chalkeinu, that we're the generation that can take care and be involved in something So beautiful. Imagine what it's going to say to the entire world. We're actually getting ready for Mashiach in the literal sense. In davening, just yesterday, it occurred to me. We daven as Semach David Avdecha Mehera Satzmiach. We're davening for Hashem to be Matzmiach Keren David. That means Mashiach should come. The pasuk in the bracha before that, we say V'chisei v'Yerushalayim Ircha Berachman Tashav, return to Jerusalem. V'chisei David, and the throne of David B'Seicha Tachan, put in Yerushalayim. So what I didn't understand is, the question is, if V'chisei David, if David HaMelech, if we're putting already the throne of David, we would think that David is there already, or Mashiach is there. So then why is the next bracha as Tzemach David? We have already David in Yerushalayim. But it looks like the psukim are hinting to us that in order to have a Tzemach David Avdecha Mehera Satzmiach, we're crying, we're waiting to watch the Malchus Beis David be Matzmiach, for it to sprout forth and its light to shine upon the entire world, to elevate us all to the ultimate purpose of all of creation and of everything. We have to prepare the Chisei David Avdecha happens first. There is no greater, in my mind, no greater schus and no greater project that we can all together join together with love and with unity in getting this palace prepared. Let us do it. Let us do it today. B'simcha Rabbah, with great joy, and we will finally. This could be and will be Be'ezus Hashem, the straw that will break the camel's back, and Be'ezus Hashem, we will see Mashiach Tzidkenu today, mamish.